Alright guys, so in today's video, pretty much we're going to try to diagnose the truck as the previous owner doesn't know what happened. Right now the motor doesn't turn over, so we're going to try and get to the bottom of what's happening with the motor so we can move on and start getting it repaired. So let's get into it. Alright guys, we're back here. We got Wyatt out here. What we did is we got a battery jumper here and we've been charging up the battery. So I figured a good first way to start would be just to try and start the engine. Okay guys, so as you saw, it was completely unsuccessful to start it. So the next thing we're gonna do is drain the oil and see what we find.
Penny for your thoughts, Alex?
I'm thinking that we're gonna have to tear apart the whole engine and clean it. If not, just get a replacement engine.
All right guys, so we just pulled the oil out of the car. It doesn't look good at all. As you can tell, it's really brown, kind of black. All right guys, so as you saw, the oil that we drained out was absolutely filthy. Also the noise from the engine when we were turning it over. Those are just two telltale signs that we're probably gonna have to rebuild the engine. So next step is we're just gonna cut straight to it. We're gonna just start pulling the engine out of the car. In order to pull the engine, because this engine is pretty large and the engine bay isn't, we're gonna have to disassemble the front end here. We're gonna take the lights out, the core support, the AC condenser, the intercooler, the radiator, just so that way we have really easy access to pull the motor straight out and we're not damaging anything in the process. Okay, so I haven't filmed a little update for a while. It's but pretty much we have ourselves a checklist here of all the things we need to do before the motor pulls out. As you can see, we've done quite a bit. We've removed the front clip, headlights, the bumper, all the AC condenser, the radiator. We've removed pretty much everything in the engine bay that is attached to the engine and the cab. So right now, the only things that are holding the engine back from coming out are the bell housing bolts that hold the engine and transmission together. And then we have one motor mount and the exhaust bolts left to remove. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna lift the cab up about a foot. So that way we have easy access to the bolts on top of the transmission, and we have easier access to the exhaust bolts. And then once we do that, we're gonna pull the engine out and push the truck back. And crossing our fingers, everything will go smooth and the engine will be out of the truck. All right, so this is by no means a step-by-step guide on how to pull one of these motors, but one common issue that I've come across while kind of researching how to pull this motor is if you're pulling it and trying to leave the cab on is removing the top two bell housing bolts. Because when the cab is mounted, there's absolutely no room to get a socket or anything right back here to remove these top two bolts. So what we've done is we have jacked up the cab approximately 3 to 4 inches by removing the front and mid and center cab bolts, which has given us enough room to stick a ratcheting 13mm wrench back here between the engine and the firewall and break free those top two bell housing bolts. And then once they're broken free, you can just remove them by hand. This will save a lot of time and energy from trying to get them from down below. So I hope this clip was helpful if you are researching how to pull one of these motors. Okay, so we disconnected all the bell housing bolts, torque converter bolts, anything holding the engine to the transmission. We got a bungee cord here. We bungeed all the coolant lines, wiring, AC lines, all to the engine, everything that's gonna come out with the engine. That way it just doesn't get caught on the frame or anything like that. And we have the engine hoist hooked up here, as you can see, to the motor. And so we're now gonna start pulling it out and hopefully it just comes right out. We're about ready to pull the motor, and then we realized the wiring harness split and went down behind the engine, and it actually turns out to be the transmission loom. So we had to disconnect the entire transmission harness and kind of put it aside. So now we should be ready for the engine to just come out with no problem. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you can tell, the engine is completely out of the truck. We got some mounting bolts here, and we are going to put it on this heavy-duty engine stand. So obviously you can see the engine is now mounted on the engine stand. In the next video, we're going to be disassembling the engine and figuring out why this engine failed at just a mere 65,000 miles. So make sure you like and subscribe to stay tuned and figure out what happened with this engine. Thanks for watching.